Okay, let's do Defiant Bloom story. Finally. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I gotta do the prelude. Macbeth. It's gotta be a pen name. It's like 24 here. Midpoint. There's 10 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. 9. It took me a while to figure that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be half point. Progress 5. Progress 5 will be half point. Let's do the prelude. Got my tea. Overcast skies, a rare sight in the city. The clouds hung low and heavy, blotting out the sun. Pelosi is not a bad place to unwind. After clearing a long list of assignments, I finally carved out a small window for a proper break. Those few quiet, lovely days with the girls felt like a sweet dream, but duty called them back sooner than I'd hoped. So I ended up with something rare, a bit of solitude, gloomy skies, low spirits. Guess that's what happens when the girls aren't around. When someone who's always on the move suddenly stops, there's always that blank stretch. Like now, lying on a bench at the Acropolis, watching the clouds roll by, wondering when the rain would hit. Students rush past, fretting over things you outgrow before you even notice. Kinda like bird song in the trees, all noise and flutter, but not unpleasant. Seeing this place from a different angle, it was strangely calming, almost peaceful. Excuse me, sorry, but you look really familiar. What school are you in? I think we've had a class together. No. Same as you. What? How'd you know what school I'm in? My god, he was totally messing with you, and you actually fell for it. Ugh, let's get out of here before I die of secondhand embarrassment. Wow. Sorry about that. We'll get out of your way. The girl tugging her friend away was bright red, mumbling under her breath as they made a quick escape. Okay, what was that? I thought I was the one who was gonna ask for his number. What? Wow. I know, but he's so my type. I couldn't help it. Just let me have this one, please. I'll go change and try again. With that pickup line, it was total train wreck. They thought they were whispering. I heard every word. But hey, I had time to kill. Messing with them didn't hurt a little. Messing with them a little didn't hurt. My comms buzzed. Tao? Tao's face flickered onto the screen. I sat up and answered. Done with the procedure? Yeah. Still at the office? Isn't it nighttime over and home? Plenty to sort through. You're the worst patient I've ever seen. Good thing I've got you. But seems like you're not exactly swamped yourself. I'm just lying on a roadside bench at the Acropolis, watching the clouds drift by. You really don't know how to take a proper break, do you? Can't argue with that. Now I'm curious, what would you even be like on a real break? You better hope it only happens if the whole company collapses, because otherwise all my work would just land on you. You didn't call just to chat, did you? Not that I mind. I got plenty of time. Tao blinked at me through the comms. Yeah, there's something on your mind. Could be tricky. At the very least, it's bothering you. Have you met Professor Mira Genora? She runs the Titan Sciences Lab at the Academia Acropolis. A face popped up on the screen. Looked vaguely familiar. This is... Oh, right. Damn. These celebrations are always such a drag. They don't even let us take time off. We've got a mountain of stuff waiting at home. What a life. We met once. Didn't speak. Caroline's syncing you the files now. You don't usually brief me yourself. So I'm guessing something about this is tricky, and you've been dodging my questions. Mira Genora is the current head of the Genora family. I received intel. Genora Biotech may have developed gene therapy that can cure Javosis. Without the Balder inhibitor? Yes. But for some reason, caution maybe, they've locked the tech away. Bastards. Wait. Genora Biotech. I skimmed the incoming files while Tao kept talking. If I'm remembering right, they're the ones who handled your gene repair, aren't they? Correct. Which is why, on the surface, it's about keeping close ties with the Genora family. They offer me improved treatments. In return, we provide special medical support to one of their own. Clarina Genora, Mira's niece. Next in line, and a Juvosis patient. She's allergic to the Balder inhibitor. She's 18, still alive without the inhibitor, which strongly suggests the Genoras have something that works. But if it were perfected, it wouldn't need us. I want you to look into it, quietly. Mira Genora can't know. If the tech's real, then we figure out what comes next. Got it. So we start by offering her the special treatment. Once your leave ends, approach Clarina. Bring her to home for treatment. I'll be waiting. Until then, enjoy the rest of your break. Wait. Through the projection, I looked into Tao's eyes. You're holding something back, aren't you? You're a little paranoid today. Feeling alright? Same as always. Something wrong at the company? Everything's fine. Promise me you won't try and handle everything alone. If something's wrong, tell me. You have my word, and when I make promises, I keep them. Alright. I knew Tao wouldn't lie to me. Something still felt off. Quiet tension in her silence, just beneath the surface. After a moment's thought, I called Caroline. Wow, I thought you were too busy enjoying your vacation to even remember I exist. Anyway, you got the files, right? Is Tao hiding something from me? What exactly do you mean? Feels like she's holding something back. Something mission-related. You know anything about it? Not a clue. She's the boss. Doesn't exactly report to me. Are you hiding something from me too? You really don't know how to switch off, huh? Maybe not. Alright then. See you in a couple days. Which day, exactly? Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll let you know. I hung up and turned back to the files. Clarina Genora. She's a student here? A few cars passed by. One had its own window down. Girl inside, staring blankly at the gray sky. Well, speak of the devil. I glanced down and zoomed in on the photo. The face matched exactly. And just like that, my vacation was over. Haha, that was relatively short. At least to me. Outshine. Hello, Clarina. Wait, is everything still working? It is still working. Good. Mission objective. Gather intel on technologies controlled by the Genora family. Yeah, it's working. Key figures. Mira Genora, acting head of Genora Biotech. Clarina Genora, designated heiress of the Genora family. Mission phase. Per agreement, escort Clarina Genora back to home for Juvosa's treatment. Wow, glorious. Here.
请稍等。正在验证身份。验证通过。欢迎光临吉诺拉庄园，分析员先生。请收好您的身份卡。您的权限是 B 级。米拉女士特别吩咐过，我们会全力满足您的一切需要。
Then I better thank her in person.
为您准备的晚宴就要开始了，请随我来。
Unlike the Acropolis' sharp modern lines, this manor followed a style once popular in Pholosia centuries ago. Crimson blooms trailed the vines, spiraling up the colonnades. Fountains murmured day and night, blending with the cicadas into a living symphony. What a lovely view. Must cost a fortune to maintain.
这边请。
Splendid. As I passed through the main gate, maids lined the path on either side, bowing in perfect unison. From the grand staircase above descended the lady of the manor, but she looked different from last time. How so? How so?
好久没见了，分析员。还记得我吗？米拉吉诺拉，你可以叫我米拉。
What a lovely view indeed. Has it? Didn't we meet just a couple of weeks ago, the Acropolis? Though I'll admit, you do look different. Took me a second. She froze, her sharp gaze sweeping over me.
桃还真是够意思，竟然直接把你派了过来，这我就放心了。
You and Tao seem close.
算是吧。桃的治疗方案一直是由我姐姐威奈特负责的，在她过世之后，就由我接手了。
Oh, damn.
对了，去叫克罗瑞娜出来吧，宴会要开始了。是。克罗瑞娜，我姐姐的孩子，后面就拜托了。
You have my word.
哦，对了，我叫了些朋友家的姑娘们，不介意吧？他们都听说过你。
Not at all.
那太好了，来。
With effortless grace, with effortless grace, she took my hand and led me upstairs.
瞧瞧谁来了！你们日思夜想的大英雄，世界树公司的分析员。怎么都不说话了？刚刚不是谈论的很兴奋吗？现在做淑女了。来来来，我来介绍。这是贝雷尼斯，家里是做纳米芯片的。刚刚他在聊，你到底能不能把它横抱起来？
Huh?
你胡说什么呢，米拉姐？才没有呢。那个分析员，我叫贝雷尼斯，你可以叫我贝姐。 你可以叫我飞机。
Okay. Someone parroted the line with theatrical flair. The room burst into laughter. A girl slipped through the crowd and approached me. She patted my shoulder, giving it a cheeky squeeze like she was sizing me up, and tucked a note into my pocket.
我叫海伦娜，奶奶是中将，有事打我电话。哎，你摸哪儿呢，海伦娜？人家还没搭话呢，你就上手了。
Before I knew it, the girls swarmed in. Voices overlapping, each one scrambling to get a word in. It was all chirps and chatter. I could barely make out a single sentence.
飞行员还没有住的地方吧？住我家吧。
What? What is happening? What?
我家很大的，比吉诺拉庄园大多了。
You kidding me?
要不要跟我走？我带你开坦克去，型号随你挑。
Shoot.
哇，瞧这块儿，早就听说你能单挑泰坦，真的假的？
Their excitement was a bit much, almost exhausting. But with the mission in mind, I put on a polite smile and played along. As I silently counted the seconds until dinner could rescue me from this siege, maids opened the door at the far end of the hall. Oh my. A girl stepped out, eyes lowered, lifting her dress delicately with both hands. The room fell silent. It was as if even breathing too loudly might startle her. Wow. That was a few days ago? I'd seen that face before. Just a few days ago, as I sat on the bench at the Acropolis campus. Like Mira, she looked distinctly different. How
喂，
graceful.
我在庆典上，没溜走。要安装新的基因锁，怎么这么突然？地下。行吧，我懂了，我现在就过去。没什么，正好我在这地方待着，无聊得很。瞧瞧谁来了！你们日思夜想的大英雄，世界树公司的分析员。来，我来介绍。
Back then, her face was quiet. Her eyes wandered up to treetops and drifting clouds. Like a bird in a cage, peering out at a world just beyond her reach. But now her face held a flawless smile. Neither submissive nor proud, just perfectly poised. There was barely a trace of emotion. To a stranger, she'd seem like any well-bred heiress. Okay.
来，克洛瑞娜，来见见分析员先生。接下来一段时间，我就得把你托付给他了。
您好，分析员先生，承蒙关照。
Clarina stepped forward and dipped into a small curtsy. Hello, Clarina.
好了，人也都到齐了，开宴。
The earlier buzz faded. The girls regained their composure. As if the pre-dinner buzz had been nothing but a passing gaffe. Some were graceful, others poised. Their manner was polished yet measured. Each spoke with charm, or at least with a sharp grasp of their family's business. I grew bored. Like Mira and Clarina, they each wore a different kind of mask. Polished, practiced, unreadable. Nothing real beneath. The banquet continued. Guests settled into clusters with everyone assigned a seat. I was no longer the center of attention. In the tired cliche of a high society banquet, only the food brought me any real pleasure. Some dishes were classic, others inventive. All of them stirred my appetite.
看来飞机员先生对菜品很满意呢。
Right. It suits my taste, and a few dishes were entirely new to me. Are they Felocia's local specialties?
算是吉诺拉庄园的招牌。
Originals.
克罗瑞娜在吃这方面比较感兴趣。
Damn.
庄园的厨师算是受了罪了。
Damn. I feel bad for them. But they must be real good then.
这里不行，那里不对，我感觉都差不多，但他就是能尝得出来。现在我这的厨师都成宝贝了，谁家都想来挖一下。
Jeez. I glanced towards Clarina. She met my gaze and gave a gentle nod. Clarina seems rather quiet.
是有点怕生，熟悉了就好了。对了，贝基，你上次订的衣服已经到了，在管家那儿。
Berenice blinked, her eyes flicking between Mira and me.
我刚好想问你呢。那太好了，我要去看看。不介意我直接拆开吧？
你现在换上都没问题。
那失陪了，二位。
I don't even know what they look like. A dress?
哦，克罗瑞娜在服装设计方面也有些独特的想法，有几个著名的设计师对这些想法还算认可，所以朋友们有时候会过来请教一下她的意见。
She's quite the polymath. Mira smiled, swept her gaze across the room, and leaned in closer.
分析员先生，陶应该把克罗瑞娜的情况都告诉你了吧？
Of course. Is there something on your mind?
确实有一点小的担忧。
Mira lifted her glass and took a sip. Though speaking to me, her eyes lingered on Clarina.
我姐姐去得早，克罗瑞娜算是跟着我长大的。凡是要她做的事，没有做不好的。
That's impressive.
可唯独有一件事，
There was pride in her eyes, and something else. Exhaustion.
治病。
She's not cooperating with the treatment.
成年病有多棘手，好多年了，全世界把能找到的方法都试遍了，也只有巴德尔抑制剂一种方法。
Allergic reactions to the Balder inhibitor are rare, but we'll find a workaround.
不是不相信你们，只是事实摆在这里，找上你们，我也是抱着试试看的想法。克罗瑞娜一直在从事遗传学的临床研究，她很清楚痊愈的希望有多低。她越释然，我越难过。她才18岁。
I was at a loss for words. That quiet look, Clarina gazing out the window, came back to me unbidden.
瞧我，净说些丧气话。如果是你的话，也许会有奇迹吧。毕竟是你。
Yeah, I mean, bro's got plot armor, man. What is that supposed to mean?
好久没见了，分析员。还记得我吗？米拉吉诺拉，你可以叫我米拉。
Ever since her greeting at the gate, something had been gnawing at me. She seemed to know me from long ago. I get the feeling we'd met before. Was the Acropolis really the first time? I looked into her eyes. She frowned, gaze penetrating, as if trying to read my mind.
当然，
She turned her head and reached for her glass.
还是强调一下，刚刚的话没有不信任世界树的意思。你和桃的成就有目共睹。
She raised her glass again, her head dipping in a graceful acknowledging nod.
接下来一段时间，克罗瑞娜就拜托你了。
I raised my glass to meet hers, then followed her gaze to Clarina. Clarina sat quietly, engaging in none of the conversation, but answering with poise when spoken to. Her gaze flicked now and then between me and Mira. I'll do my best, Miss Mira. That was quick. Gee, that was fast. Maybe I should slow down after I speak. Part 2. Chord. Adjutant, listen to this song. Somewhere between ceremony and warmth, I finally managed to steal a quiet moment for myself. The hallway opened onto a balcony, overlooking a garden terrace in full bloom. Amid the moonlit blossoms, a lone figure stood at the edge of the terrace. Clarina? The figure stirred, then turned to face me.
分析员先生，
It was getting a little stuffy inside. I thought I'd step out for some air. Are you here for the same reason?
长辈们的兴趣广泛，我涉猎不多，留着反而让大家不自在。
Yeah, it was getting a little too lively in there. The view is lovely up from here. From up here.
你喜欢就好。小姨公务繁忙，有什么需要，请随时跟我讲。
You can relax with the formal stuff. I'm pretty easygoing.
客人的风度可不是招待不周的理由。
Gee.
你想下来看看吗？
Sure. How exactly do I get down there? The railing came up to my waist. I had no idea how she made it down.
请站到那上边。
She stepped closer and gestured toward a net of tangled vines just beyond the railing.
放心，不会有危险的。
Only then did I notice a few steps step into the wall beside the railing. I took the stairs to the mesh. Just as she said, it held my weight with no trouble. Clarina swept a flashlight over the vines. Wherever the beam touched, the strands loosened, gently lowering me to the terrace below. It's amazing. Some kind of photosynthetic response?
基因编辑的结果，一种遗传学的应用。
Gee. Really now?
从实验风险来看，植物比动物更可控，也有足够的发掘空间。
But what about daytime? Wouldn't the vines just lie on the ground?
白天，
She glanced toward the wall. The staircase ran from the terrace up to the balcony. I hadn't noticed it before. The vines had hidden it completely. So why the vines, if there's already a stairway?
晚上黑，台阶容易踩空。
Don't you have a flashlight? What? She looked up at the moon, visibly awkward. Right, flashlights don't make for good moonlight. Good design should balance function and aesthetics.
你也懂设计吗？
Not exactly. Just know people with good taste. Picked up a thing or two.
您请坐这儿。
The seats were simply cushions arranged along the terrace edge. A small case sat nearby. I sat cross-legged on one. She opened the case. A teapot sat on top, its spout still steaming. The drawers below held several plates of snacks, which she laid out between us. There were also 2 small glazed porcelain cups. She poured the tea, its amber hue releasing a delicate fragrance into the night breeze.
请用。
Thank you. Beneath the clear night sky, the air was steeped in the fragrance of tea. Clarina sipped delicately, her eyes fixed on the stairs. Nice. I turned to look at her. She was quietly gazing at the stars. Noticing my gaze, she slipped into her usual smile and gently refilled my cup. I shouldn't be here. This is your secret hideout, isn't it? No grown-ups, no pressure. Quiet. Safe. Your own little secret garden. I shouldn't intrude.
哪里的话，
She seemed slightly caught off guard by my candor. I should go back to the table. Thanks for the tea.
您可以再陪我一会儿吗？
Only if you drop the formality.
仅限小姨不在的时候。
Deal. She smiled. At last. A real one. Unrehearsed, unposed.
你不太像小姨的朋友。
I'm not from her circle, but I had friends who were. Some thrived in it, others just tiptoed around.
有过，是因为圈子不同，渐渐疏远了吗？
She died. In Yaris.
抱歉。
Maybe that's why this all feels familiar. I don't really belong in high society, but it reminds me of her. Everyone saw her as a leader, a symbol, a hero. People like that rarely get to be themselves.
奥尔洛瓦女公爵，
Yeah,
我听过她的故事。
that was so long ago. Damn.
对她来说，死亡也许是种解脱吧。
Even so, that's no reason to stop fighting, right? She paused, gave me a long, knowing look, and then let out a soft laugh.
原来你是小姨请来的说客。
Not quite. We've been entrusted with your care. I'm just doing my part.
谢谢你，我不会放弃的。但世界上确实有很多没办法的事。
God damn, I feel like I'm talking to a cancer patient, damn it. Or someone who has cancer, damn it.
如果确实，我的意思是，尽力了也没能做到的话，不用自责，人各有命。
So that's what Miss Mira meant.
小姨跟你说我坏话了？
I wouldn't say that. She just described this calm acceptance you carry.
好啦，我明白的。
She leaned in toward the flowers by her hand. Their scent brushed her brow, coaxing out a soft smile.
我会努力活下去的，哪怕是为了花香和月光。你喜欢音乐吗？我来吹首曲子吧。
Quite talented, aren't we? Of course. I'd love to hear it.
那献丑了。
She took out a harmonica from her pocket, closed her eyes, and began to play. Okay. A soft, wistful melody floated out. Her hands cupped the harmonica, biting her lips. The plaintive notes, gently drifting, soon had me closing my eyes too. A lone traveler on horseback, jostled by the road, yearning for the open plains of home, bound for an unknown land, bearing joys and sorrows no one else could see. How splendid. Splendid. As the tea's fragrance faded, the melody drew to a close. The night returned to stillness. That was a melancholic tune.
忧伤。
Yeah. To leave or stay, to move forward or remain. No true choice, just the weight of what already is. Words meant to soothe become lies to convince oneself, unwilling to continue, yet dragged onward by the current. What's this piece called?
偶然听来的，喜欢吗？
I do. It suits this place. Should I put it? Being a little pessimistic now and then isn't such a bad thing. I agree. Like this tune. It's okay to be a little pessimistic sometimes.
你愿意的话，我有机会再吹给你听。
I look forward to it. Just then I saw the guests trickling down in twos and threes. Engines flared, then faded. The manor sank into silence. It's getting late. Shall we head back?
我还想再待一会儿。
Then I'll leave you alone.
晚安，好吗？
How sweet. I retraced my steps back to the hallway. A maid guided me to my room. Just as I reached to turn off the light, the sound of her harmonica drifted in through the window. Good night, Clarina. The next morning, birdsong drifted through my window. The bed and pillow were just right. I'd slept like a log. The manor hadn't quite shaken off the hush of night. Everything was still, save for the glowing lamps. Good morning.
餐前工作已经准备好了，你想现在用餐吗？或者和克罗瑞娜小姐一起用餐？
What about Miss Mira?
米拉女士已经用过早餐，去公司了。
Then I'll wait for Clarina.
好的，早餐8点30分开始，到时我会再提醒您的。
That's still half an hour away. Is she up yet?
克罗瑞娜小姐每天起床的时间是固定的。
Ah, see. Alright then. What's that smell? No, don't tell me. The air smelled of something burnt, and the sound of commotion wasn't far behind.
客人请稍等。
She can't cook? The maid gathered her skirts and rushed off. Out of a mix of concern and curiosity, I followed after her. She slipped through a side door off the banquet hall, probably the kitchen. Next to it was a service hatch, through which I could see maids scrambling to clean up. Amid the frenzy, Clarina was being shielded by the other maids. Her face was smudged with soot, her expression dazed. In front of her, a frying pan was still smoking. Clearly just put out. In the center, something charred and unidentifiable. Is that supposed to be food?
快，叫医生来！我没事。原来这就是炸锅吗？去告诉分析员先生，早餐要推迟20分钟了。
You have Lucia's talent, Clarina?
是。
And churnos? The maid nodded and hurried off. I slipped back to my seat. She returned and gave me a quick bow. Moments later, a few maids brought out tea and snacks.
分析员先生，真是抱歉，因为我们的疏忽，今天的早餐要推迟20分钟。您可以先用一些点心，克罗瑞娜小姐很快就会过来。
No problem. I'll just take it easy for a while. It wasn't long before Clarina entered and sat down across from me. Her face had been scrubbed clean of soot. She looked perfectly composed, as if nothing had ever happened.
贵安，真过意不去。我想着亲手做些早餐一起分享，没想到出了差错，早餐要推迟一会儿了。
Aw. I would have ate it anyway. It's fine. I expected her to downplay or gloss over the mishap, but instead she owned up to it without hesitation. It's very thoughtful of you. It's no trouble. I'm in no rush. The tea snacks last night were already a treat.
昨晚的餐品并不是我制作的。其实，我并不擅长烹饪，可能会让你失望。
It's fine. It's all good. Really? That's not what Miss Mira said. She told me you had an exceptional palate.
直白地说，我知道很多烹饪方面的知识和理论，也品尝过很多顶级厨师的菜品，却几乎没有尝试过亲手做饭。今早也是一时心血来潮，看来我还需要多加练习。
So adorable. Now that's perfectly fine. Actually, it makes me feel a little even more honored. Trying something new, something outside your comfort zone, takes more courage than sticking to what you're good at.
这么说，可能会有些唐突。
She paused, met my eyes with quiet sincerity, then went on.
因为我很高兴能够认识你。
It was meant to be. God damn it. Same here.
那
God
那真是太好了。
damn it, I can't take this seriously.
我的性格不是很好，
小姨是这么说的。也许是因为这一点，所以我没什么人缘，所以。
Who are you telling? That can't be true. I only met you yesterday. But that's not how you come across at all. Maybe Miss Mira just has high expectations. Oh, actually, I've seen you once before.
啊？真的吗？我平时都待在庄园里，偶尔去渭城学院听课。你是在哪里遇见我的？
I was on a mission at the Acropolis a few days ago. I saw you on campus. You'd roll down your car window and looked out.
原来是这样，那还真是巧了。
Oh, happy chance. Coincidence.
说远了，明天就要出发了，今天还是要准备一下的。
Oh. She glanced over her shoulder, and the maid behind her gave her a courteous bow.
您的行李已经准备好了，这是电子清单，请您过目。行李将于中午送往机场装机，运输机预计在晚上抵达霍尔姆。
Loading? Transport aircraft?
我也不太了解，就让他们帮忙准备了一下。可以帮我看看吗？哪里有缺漏什么的？
I took the tablet and scrolled a few times, but the scroll bar barely moved. Oh my god. The more I scrolled, the deeper my frown. Oh man. It looked more like a department store's restocking manifest than a packing list.
有什么问题吗？
Wow, you are quite... You're higher maintenance than Vinny. I think you might be mistaking a trip for a full-blown move. Well, let's just call this, trip for now. Most people don't pack this much for one. A trip's meant to offer a change of pace. Like trying local food, wandering unfamiliar streets, staying somewhere new, seeing beyond your usual walls. That's what a trip means to most people. It might not suit you. It'll be a big shift from your usual life. Not sure how well you'll take to it. But I do know you yourself will give you the highest standard of hospitality. That much I can promise. Besides, you've got me. Wow, this fucking guy. Once we're in home, it'll be my turn to play host. I'll make sure you're well looked after.
听起来很有趣的样子。那
She blinked fast, fingers tightening around her fork without even noticing.
我在想，可不可以这些东西都不带了，我自己跟你去霍尔姆。
Oh my god. Y'all move so fast, don't ya?
有什么问题吗？
没什么。等等，失礼了，但是小姐，至少带上。
The maid hurried off and soon returned with a sleek, overstuffed card case.
请务必带上这个。
Lorena opened it. Dozens of premium bank cards gleamed inside. Oh, great. She looked over at me, as if seeking my thoughts. Works for me.
好，那就这么决定了。
She chuckled and tucked the case away, already looking as if she were imagining the trip to home. Wow. Unbelievable. Progress 5 is the midpoint. Wow, there's like 3 straight missions. We're starting off all narrative. Fireworks. Adjutant. I want to trust you. Oh. Easy there. Clarina clutched my hand as she carefully made her way down the boarding ramp. Damn it, come on.
谢谢。
Oof. Good? How are you holding up?
确实是不一样的体验。
Damn, really? Damn. 3 hours earlier, we'd taken off from Philosia aboard an Yggdrasil light aircraft, fast, agile, and lightly armored. Its only flaw? Passenger comfort wasn't a design priority. Clarina was bent double, one hand at her back, head lowered, the other over her mouth, like she was fighting the urge to throw up.
分析员，你们落地了吗？车就在跑道旁边，插着钥匙，在天上的时候应该看见了吧？
I did. We're all set. Might, run a little late. Don't wait on dinner.
收到。
I hung up. Clarina still looked like a ghost. Feeling any better? We've got a car right ahead. Think you can manage?
没关系，我没事的。
So she said. But the moment I pulled the car over, she was clinging to the door, ready to hurl. Should have packed some motion sickness meds in the first aid kit. There were ways to ease nausea, certain scents, for example, but I had none on me. Oh wait. Clarina, can you drive?
我是学习过很多载具的驾驶知识，但
Good enough. Come on. Driving distracts people from feeling sick. Usually works surprisingly well. The area was all Yggdrasil property, private roads, and with me in the front passenger seat, it'd be safe enough. I helped her into the driver's seat. She tensed up right away, hands hovering like she had no clue where to put them.
要系上安全带。
Right.
刹车，动力，那就是那个。
Left pedal's the brake.
好，那我踩了。
I gave her an encouraging nod. She hesitantly tapped the accelerator. The vehicle eased forward. She clutched the wheel like it might bolt, muttering under her breath.
目视前方，注意路况。
Oh boy. No one else was on the road, but she drove with textbook form and intense focus. Still feeling queasy?
时速是37，还晕吗？哎，不晕了，真神奇！
Glad to hear it.
也不危险嘛。小姨总说，开车是很危险的事，所以我就没有试过。我现在感觉很好，开车很有意思。
Yeah. For the first 10 minutes. You get tired. It gets tiring real quick. Nobody likes to drive, man. Unless they truly love driving. Nah, I'm not one of those people. Nope, not me. Well, it's harder than it looks. But the runway's all yours. Drive however you like.
那我可以开快一点吗？
How cute. Sure. I didn't even finish before I was slammed back into my seat. The engine roared, scenery whipped by in a blur. Clarina was pinned to her seat too, mouth slightly open, eyes sparkling with excitement. Stop! 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 She hit the brakes. My seatbelt locked, squeezing the air out of me. Tire screamed across the pavement. We lurched to a halt.
是不是有点太快了？
Miss Mira was right. Driving is dangerous. We traded places. As for Clarina's excuse, spur of the moment judgment. Now she sat quietly in the passenger seat, watching the scenery roll by. A far cry from the speed demon she had just been just minutes earlier. I'll admit I'm a speed demon too, which is not good. Absolutely terrible driving habit. Really bad. You looked like a completely different person behind the wheel. Clarina?
抱歉，刚刚走神了。
What were you thinking about?
也没想什么。平时坐车的时候都很安静，只能看看窗外的风景。
Who are you telling? Goodness.
时间久了，就养成习惯了。
Just listen to music while looking at the scenery. But you look different. There was something in her eyes. Something I hadn't seen when she was gazing out car windows or staring up at the stars back at the manor. Something bright, long sealed away. It just stirred. The quiet smile on her face was now was proof.
那是摩天轮吗？
I followed her gaze. The light on the Ferris wheel blinked softly against the night sky. Yeah, it's one of Yggdrasil's amusement parks.
游乐园，我知道，里面有旋转木马、摩天轮、海盗船，还有过山车什么的。
Pretty much your standard amusement park lineup.
是吗？我不太了解这个。坐摩天轮是什么感觉？像坐在摇摇椅上一样吗？
I mean, not that exciting, honestly.
如果是到一个很高的位置的话，那和飞机的区别在哪儿呢？
Not really. Sure, man. Oh, totally different. Totally. How do I even explain this? I'll take you sometime. It's easier to show than explain.
可以吗？
You can feel the height, though. Why not? Wait, don't tell me you've never actually ridden one before.
那个，我看过坐摩天轮的视频。
Goodness gracious. Homebody indeed.
小时候小姨挺忙的，等我长大了些，她又觉得幼稚。自己一个人做的话，
Childish.
说不上来，哪里怪怪的。
Aunt Mira, what are you doing? Come on. Then it's decided. Once you're all settled in, I'm taking you to an amusement park.
真的？如果是和分析员一起去的话，我会很开心的。
Oh my god. Me too.
我要吃爆米花、旋转木马、摩天轮、过山车。
I love popcorn. Merry-go-round. She ticked them off on her fingers, like she was like she was already standing in line. I smiled. The street lamps grew denser. We were almost there. Now? Okay, goody. Back at base, in Tao's office, she sat across from me, eyes fixed on the screen. She blinked, thoughtful. Then, in one fluid motion, she signed the digital report. It was quick.
没什么可犹豫的。 考虑到吉诺拉家族的价值，这个手术有做的必要。
It's been some time. Her vitals just cleared the minimum threshold. According to the medical department, a theotropic nerves implant is the optimal treatment. Once she becomes a manifestation, the juvosis will resolve on its own. That's crazy. You're gonna become a manifestation. Wait, no. Are you talking about... Oh, god damn it. I'm lost. Will she be joining Heimdall?
米拉不会同意的。她最大的心愿就是把克罗瑞娜培养成她姐姐那样，然后平稳地接手整个家族。你那边呢？有查到什么吗？
Clarina doesn't seem keen on Mira's control, and she's got her own take on genetics. I took out my recorder and played a short clip.
基因编辑的结果，一种遗传学的应用。从实验风险来看，植物比动物更可控，也有足够的发掘空间。
She demonstrated how she could alter plant behavior through photosynthesis.
那就是了。我知道米拉叫停过一次，在动物实验的阶段。
Because Clarina raised by ethical objections? Oh, that's good.
在小白鼠身上做再多次基因编辑，也没办法确定那种经验在人类身上可以套用。
Just use real human. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Direct human testing, though, Mira would likely approve that. Clarina wouldn't. Goodness, quite cold-blooded. Knowing Clarina, she'd volunteer herself before signing off on it. Not that Mira would ever let her.
愿意做志愿者的科研人员多的是，只是米拉不那么纯粹。
Once the surgery is over, I'll take Clarina back to Felocia. There'll be other opportunities.
等你消息。
Oh, what if she can't withstand the flooding? Tao didn't respond. She just gave me a look. The kind that said, really? Right. I'll be there in the event of complications. When I returned to the medical department, Clarina was waiting silently. I've got good news and bad. Which one do you want? Which one do you want first?
坏消息，
Of course. You'll need surgery.
那好消息呢？
Once it's done, you'll be cured.
啊？
Yeah. We'll be implanting theotropic nerves into your brain. If your body accepts them and adapts, you'll become a manifestation, and your juvosis will heal on its own.
数量就行了，风险呢？
Superpowers. Oh right. There's a risk of flooding. If your will wavers, the Davos could take over completely. But don't worry, I'll be there. I won't let that happen. She let out the faintest sigh, barely audible, but I caught it. What's with that look? I meant it.
你就别安慰我了。要是随便什么人都能当天启者，他们也不会这么耀眼了。
I'll help you through it. She smiled, but it was the kind that said she still thought I was trying to comfort her. Then she changed the subject.
哎，我要是问，先听好消息，你怎么说？
That you'll be cured, and the bad news is you'll need surgery.
很冷的笑话，冷到我了。
What do you mean? Come on. Alright, no more jokes. Your surgery's set for tomorrow afternoon. Get some good rest tonight.
那游乐园什么时候去？
Aww. Aww. How can I say no to that? Once you've recovered.
好吧。
Oh, don't worry. She sounded a little deflated. like a kid being told playtime's over. Try to sleep early, alright?
好。
I walked to her back. She gave me a little wave, then closed the door behind her. After catching up on some paperwork, I finally turned in for the night. As I passed her door, I noticed that light still spilled from beneath. Just as I stepped into my room, a comms ping went off. Dear Adjutant, this is Clarina. If you see this message, please reply, thank you. By the way, where are the other girls? We haven't seen them. You haven't seen them yet. They just chilling, off on a mission. I couldn't help but chuckle at how formal her message was. Still, I called her.
喂，你好。
It's me.
是你。你看到我的短信了吗？
Is this your first time using messaging? Of course. What's wrong?
没打扰你休息吧？
No, I just got back.
果然，我听见外面有脚步声，很像你的声音。也没什么别的事，就是想和你说说话。你现在方便吗？
It's all good. I was just about to call you, actually.
谢谢。
Gee.
我其实是想说，你好像经历过很多危险。
Yeah, this guy's been through a lot. It's been through a lot.
遇到过那种没有办法的事吗？尽了所有努力都没能办到的事。
I have. Orlova. I heard her draw a quiet breath through the comms. After that, I made myself a promise. No more regrets. Even if I fail, I'll still try. No hesitation, no retreat, no turning away, no self-deceit.
那很累吧？
Oh my gosh, she's so adorable. It is, but it's worth it. After a long pause, Clarina spoke again.
我明白了。其实，很多人做不到像你这样的。
I don't even think I have that. Do I?
如果勇气是人人都有的东西，它也不会如此被推崇、被歌颂了吧？
Yeah. It's like trying to save someone getting eaten by a shark. You're talking about your Javosis, aren't you? Do you trust me, Clarina? I don't know how to explain it, but I promise the surgery will work. You'll be fine.
分析员，你是重要的人。
Just met. We just met.
不想对你撒谎。
Hey, where'd this come from?
但是，如果你现在带我去游乐园，那我再相信你一次。
I'm ready if you are.
我也一样。
Is it even still open at this time? When I opened the door, she was already standing at the end of the hallway, fully dressed, looking my way. Now, fast. Let's go. She fast.
关门了。
I guessed that. I would have guessed that. It was well past midnight, The Yggdrasil amusement park stood silent before us, already shut for the night. But I made her a promise, and I intended to keep it. I slipped a hand through the iron railing and popped the lock.
还可以这样吗？
Her eyes flew wide with surprise. I took her hand and led her inside. Now he's wearing that, just in case. What do you want to ride?
过山车，摩天轮。
You want thrill already? Goodness. The roller coaster was right there in front of us. Go ahead and hop in. I'll get him running and join you in a sec. Just stay put, okay? I buckled her in, then jogged off to find the control switch. Pulled the lever, the coaster jolted to life. As I sprinted back to the platform, Clarina leaned out and waved frantically.
快来，车已经动了。
It's all good. Bro is fast, even so he can fly. I sprinted up and vaulted into the seat beside her. The coaster had already started climbing. There were no lights, only the shifting weight of gravity, letting us know we were ascending. The lack of visibility made it all the more exhilarating. I felt her fingers slowly tighten around mine. At first, she just sat beside me in silence. 10 seconds in, she was clutching my hand like a lifeline. As we crested the peak and plunged into the drop, she clung to me with all her strength. Yet not a sound escaped her. When the ride finally coasted to a stop and the track's rumble faded, I could hear her quiet, uneven breaths, like she'd been holding them in the whole time. You okay?
太刺激了。
Up for another round?
不，那个，我腿有点软，还是下次吧。
I helped her up. She was wobbly, and I could hear the thump of her heartbeat. Need a break? I steadied her as we walked. She started to recover, and soon looked ready for more. Hungry? I think I saw a concession stand. Want something to eat?
啊，不是已经不营业了吗？
Yeah, man. How would it work? I've got my ways. This fucking guy. I slipped inside, felt around in the dark, and found the power switch behind the door. The place lit up with a buzz as the machine stirred awake. Popcorn?
想。
I found a bin of kernels under the machine and poured them in. The yellow heat lamp flicked on, and soon they were popping away. Clarina stood behind me, eyes glued to the machine. Ice cream too? Goody. I flipped on the ice cream machine and waited. By the time the popcorn was ready, its light turned green. Looked like the soft serve was ready to go too. I grabbed a cone, pulled the lever, and the smooth swirl curled out. Here you go. She'd already helped herself to a giant tub of popcorn. Oh my god, must have grabbed it while I was busy. As she took the ice cream from me, she froze. What's wrong?
手，没手了。
Maybe just tip the popcorns in your mouth?
嗯，
She glanced from me to the popcorn, hesitating. Then carefully she tilted the tub and poured a bit in her mouth. The whole thing went in, didn't it? Fuck's sake. She must have felt awkward. Her cheeks flushed red. She kept her eyes averted, pretending to focus on chewing. Let's snack as we walk. Up for the Ferris wheel?
嗯，
Wonder how staff's gonna feel about that. I fiddled with the Ferris wheel control booth. After a few tries, the power flicked on. Colored lights sparked to life, and the wheel began turning.
已经开始动了，要怎么上去呢？
It's turning slow enough. We can step right into a cabin.
我不敢。
Oh, come on. You rode a roller coaster. I'm sure you can get on a cabin. The wheel kept rotating. She lingered at the edge, uncertain. I spotted my chance and gave her a gentle push. She stumbled forward into the seat.
分析员，你快上来！
I hopped in beside her just as the door closed. The cabin swayed slightly.
这就是摩天轮吗？
Yes, indeed. She looked around, wide-eyed with wonder. Then fireworks lit up the sky in the distance. What? Where? Nothing extravagant. Maybe just a small private show. But she was utterly captivated. Who's doing the fireworks? It's past midnight. Wonder what they're celebrating.
真好看。
She turned to me. The glow of fireworks filtered through the window and lit up her eyes.
谢谢你，分析员。遇见你真幸运。
Oh, jeez. Stop making me feel warm all inside. Why so formal all of a sudden?
因为我真的很高兴，真的。我还有一个小愿望。
What is it? She looked at me, lips slightly parted.
我想，
Missy, I'm a married man. I'm kidding. It's... Jeez. Not really kidding. The next word lingered on her lips. Hmm? Oh, okay.
我们可以合个影吗？
Silly me. How could I assume such a thing? I need some help. I need help. Of course. It's a picture. Of course. Come here. She pulled out her phone and leaned in close. I followed suit. Up close, I caught a scent on her, like stardust.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why do I have the urge just to give you a big hug? Oh, sweetie. This fucking guy. As the shutter clicked, a firework exploded behind us. The Ferris wheel had passed its peak. She settled back into her seat, staring at her phone, quiet now. The thrill seemed to have faded. We shut down the power, got in the car, and headed for base. She watched the scenery drift past, lips curled in a soft smile. We stopped in the hallway outside her room. Then she said,
我相信你，分析员。
You'll be alright. It's late. Now get some rest. Good night, Clarina. Tomorrow's surgery will go just fine.
晚安。
How sweet. How splendid. I'm out of tea. Progress 4. Let me get some tea. I'll be back. Alright. Progress 4. Promise. Clarina, spread your wings. Is everything still working? Yes, it is. Just think of it as falling asleep. You'll be fine. Something on your mind?
你会在我旁边吗？
The procedure is fully automated. No one's allowed in the room during it. So I can't be in there with you. But I'll be right outside. I promise, when you wake up, the first face you see will be mine.
好。
She gazed at me until the automatic door slid shut between us. The eotropic nerves implant was a well-established procedure, but I still couldn't shake the unease in my chest. I grew restless, anxious. I just wanted to know if everything had gone smoothly. Clarina was a lovely girl. I couldn't bear the thought of anything going wrong. Maybe that was what weighed on me. Time itself had blurred, but at last, the green light above the OR flicked on. The operation was done. Clarina had been moved to a recovery pod. Her usual serenity was gone. She now looked like a fragile porcelain doll. Her lashes fluttered faintly. Her lips trembled slightly. The neural readout showed heightened brain activity. Her brows furrowed, as if she were enduring something unpleasant. She flooded. Previous scans indicated that, unlike other manifestations, who were selected through stringent tests, Clarina reacts more intensely to theotropic nerves. Right now, she could be nearing her threshold. After checking with a medical department researcher that it was safe to proceed, I opened the pod and took her hand. This guy. I activated my ability and stepped into her mind. What I saw defied expectations. Flooded dreams are usually heavy, oppressive, but hers felt normal, almost indistinguishable from reality. This place, is that the Genora Manor? Clarina stood by the gate, facing me. Her gaze flicked between me and the manor behind her, uncertain. Clarina? I called to her, cautiously. She took a step toward me, then backed away. It's me, Andrew!
不，不要过来！
It's from the bats. Why? Are you afraid of me? Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. She crouched down, wrapped her arms around her knees, and buried her face in them. It's okay. I'll stay right here. I won't come any closer. Why do I frighten you?
你很好，温暖，快乐，紧张，煎熬。
Stressful? Painful?
以后的生活，紧张，煎熬。
Suddenly, darkness fell. The scene turned eerie. The manor was now awash in crimson flowers, flowing faintly in the dark.
克罗瑞娜，
It was Mira's voice, drifting from the balcony on the second floor.
听话，回来。
Clarina sprang to her feet, turning toward Mira. Got a domestic situation here. The sudden shift must mean Mira and the manor symbolize what's weighing Clarina down. I don't know why, but something tells me I can't let her go back there. Clarina, look at me. She turned back, confused and overwhelmed. Why do you feel pain?
因为煎熬才是所以。真相。因为温暖和快乐，所以一定会难以忍耐的。
回来，克洛瑞娜，你属于这里。
Don't go! Don't go! Clarina froze mid-step, as if something had seized her in place. Slowly she turned to me, like it took everything she had. You don't have to endure it anymore. At least not here. Not now. Whatever you want, it's yours. Whatever you dream, you can make it real. Don't go. Come back to me. She hesitated, then turned back toward me. Behind her, Mira's eyes glowed red, like a siren's call in a dream. Clarina stepped toward me, stopped just short, and looked up. Is there something you want to say? She brought my hand to her lips, as if for a kiss. But in the next breath, she bit down and drank deep. He's sucking me dry. Gee. The matter dissolved like smoke, reassembling to 2 wings on her back. Ah! Pain shot through me. I jolted awake from Clarina's dream. Clarina was still latched onto my palm, lips streaked with blood, sucking unconsciously from the wound. Unsure of her condition, I didn't dare pull away. I called her name softly. Clarina, can you hear me? She released my hand, blood still on her lips. Instinctively, she licked them clean. Maybe it was just my imagination, but her cuspids looked a little longer.
好像。
Lie back down. Let's run a full body scan. I moved too close to the pod. I moved to close the pod, but she suddenly reached out and caught my hand.
不要走。你受伤了。
She spotted the bike mark and stared, unable to look away. She licked her lips again, then froze. Slowly, she reached up and wiped the corner of her mouth.
这是血。梦里。
Don't panic. The atropic nerves can cause certain physical damage, changes. Let's run a few tests to be sure. She settled slightly in my reassurance. I closed the pod. Through the glass, she watched me, unblinking. Her gaze lingered. The air between us grew thick with something unspoken. Then the comms lit up, and Caroline's voice came through.
分析员，检查报告已经出来了，你能来我这一趟吗？
Coming. I stepped into the next room. Caroline was already poring over the results.
一个好消息，一个坏消息。好消息是，手术还算成功，他扛住了神格侵蚀，成年病已经和预想的一样，随着神格神经的植入而痊愈了。
Oh shit. Okay.
坏消息是，受到神格的影响，他的身体发生了一些变化。
Wow. Go on.
手术完成时发生的神格侵蚀，他应该是承受不住的，而你介入了。 然后它咬了你，吸入了你的血液。你也知道，你的血液比较特殊，或许是因为这个，神格神经的融合度比预计的更高。
So what's changed? Why is that a problem?
它似乎产生了一些奇幻小说中才有的特殊体质，或者说癖好。总之就是，它对你的肉体产生了一些冲动，不只是血液，任何包含你 DNA 的体液，它应该都会产生本能的欲望。
Any? What the fuck? Like a vampire?
我们的世界怎么可能存在那种东西啦？如果真的存在，也早就被公司抓来研究怎么延长寿命了。
Really? Fine. So if she doesn't, get any of my fluids, will it affect her?
那可能还需要再观察一下。目前来看，在神格侵蚀里摄入的血液产生了一些意想不到的效果。
You said any fluids. I'm not gonna say any more.
推测是神格神经摄取了你的 DNA， 这导致它在和你相处的时候，神格神经就会产生反应，想要摄取更多。如果你不在它附近晃悠，大概就不会有什么反应吧。
Oh, time to play the cold shoulder. She said that with a knowing smirk. What's that look supposed to mean?
感觉又要多一个新队员了。
Shit! Don't get your hopes up. The Genora family's our ally. Clarina isn't here for Heimdall recruitment. She's got a family business to inherit. Remember?
那可难说。
Okay. She smacked her lips, passed me the test results, and breezed out. Well, that complicates things. I studied the report for a while, then decided to keep the more awkward bits to myself. Oh my god, man. Her Juvosis was cured. A whole new life lay ahead of her. Oh, as that thought crossed my mind, I suddenly remembered last night, her smile as she gazed at the stars from the passenger seat. My heart skipped a beat, then settled into a different rhythm. And I knew exactly what that meant. My thoughts began to drift, but this wasn't the time to entertain them. Not yet. I cleared my head and went back to Clarina. You're all clear. Get plenty of rest, and don't forget your follow-up checkups. If anything feels off, just let me know.
就这样，就治好了吗？
Yep. Hard to believe, huh? Yeah, crazy. Only we had something to cure cancer with.
好像做了一场梦一样。不是指之前那个梦，就是花了好久说服自己去接受这个结果，然后有个人从天而降，挥挥手，一切就都结束了。
As if it was all a fairy tale, right? Goodness gracious.
算了，如果是梦，那就多坐一会儿好了。唉，不管是不是梦， 活着真好。
Told you to keep my promise, didn't I? After a few more days of follow-ups, you'll be free to head home. She suddenly stiffened, falling silent. Come on, I'll walk you back to your room.
好，
She tried to get up, still pale, took a moment to steady herself, and slowly walked to the door. Her steps were slow but steady. We finally reached her room. Want to lie down? You still look a little pale.
不了，我想坐一会儿。
I pulled out a chair. She smoothed the hem of her dress and gently sat down.
谢谢。
If you need anything, just call me. I'll be back tonight to take you for your checkup.
嗯。
When the time came, I knocked on her door.
请进。
Pushed the door open. She was at her desk, staring off into space. Time for your checkup. How are you feeling? Any discomfort?
没有，都很好。
That's good to hear. Wait, have you been sitting here the whole afternoon?
嗯。下午是练琴和看书的时间，但这里没有琴，也没有书。 其实是，我这还算是在养病吧。养病的时候停一下日程也很合理，吧？所以就偷了个懒。
She stuck her tongue out, sneaking a glance at my reaction.
你不会告诉小姨吧？
I'm not the tattling type. And I'm on your side anyway.
我知道，我就是想听你亲口说。庄园里的人，有些虽然也不会告密，但总是能被小姨看出来。
That ass needs a little loosening. You didn't hear that. Miss Mira might be a tad too strict. That's why I said that ass might need a little loosening. Wait, so you spent the whole afternoon just sitting around?
能坐着想点事情，还是挺开心的。
Oh, I don't blame you. I mean, some people do that sometimes. What's your usual day look like?
平时的话，7点起床梳洗，8点半用早餐，9点半开始练2个小时形体，12点用午餐，1点到2点半午睡，
Nap.
起床之后练琴到5点，然后看书到晚餐。 7点用晚餐，晚餐后要跟着小姨学一些她要教的东西。她每天还是能抽出1个小时的，就算有事也会布置下作业。10点回房间梳洗，11点准时睡觉。就这些。
Do you actually enjoy that kind of routine?
我没想过这个问题。
I get that you're the family's only heiress, and that one day you'll have to take over from Miss Mira. But even so, that schedule doesn't leave much room for you, does it?
你指的是什么？我不太明白。
I mean, things you want to do for yourself, like driving or going to an amusement park, stuff like that.
小姨说，消遣可以，但要适当。她还说，就算要娱乐，也要选些高雅的趣味。
Like what?
比如钢琴、歌剧、展会之类的。
Do you like doing those things?
应该吧，我也不讨厌这些。
What about cooking?
我是挺喜欢美食和烹饪的，但烹饪小姨说我没有这方面的天赋。
At least she's honest about it, which is good.
她说，强行去做不擅长的事是一种浪费，对才能和时间的浪费。时间应该用在擅长的事上。
She ain't wrong. I mean, yeah. That makes sense, right? I agree with that. Do you think she's right? Oh, come on. It makes sense.
小姨还是很宽容的。如果我想要去做，她也不会反对什么，只要别打乱她的安排就好。有时候我会早起一会儿，或者晚睡一会儿，看看网络上的东西。
But once you take over for Miss Mira, you wouldn't even have that, would you?
那也是没办法的事吧。走吧，不是还要做检查吗？我觉得我已经好多了。
She must have picked up on my unspoken conflict and gently steered the topic away. Still, a weight lingered in my chest. I think I finally understood what that spark in her eyes last night truly meant. But I had no place to interfere. Even she hadn't realized just how suffocating her life had been. Yes, suffocating. At least it felt that way to me. I don't think I could ever live like that. Bruh. Nah, you Adjutant, you couldn't. You're always out and about. I let out a quiet sigh and followed her. The checkup went smoothly. She was in good condition, but after walking her back to her room, I couldn't shake the feeling that I needed to do more. The future Mira had mapped out for her, healthy, brilliant, independent, a perfect heiress to carry out the Genora name. The only thing lacking was happiness. A plan began to form in my mind. As sleep crept in, the restlessness in my mind finally eased. What you got planned, bro? The next day. Knowing her routine, I got up earlier than usual to set my plan in motion. This fucking guy. What are you gonna do, man? It went smoothly. By noon, I had what I needed. I knocked on her door. No response. Strange. She's not in her room? I asked around, but no one had seen her. I tried calling, no answer, but as I reached her door again, I heard her comms ringing from inside the room. Lorena? I knocked again. After a moment, there was a bit of rustling, then the door creaked open. Wow. Clarina blinked at me, bleary-eyed, clearly just woken up. The imprint of the pillowcase still marked on her cheek. Just woke up?
几点了？
It's past 11. She checked the time on her terminal, then looked back at me wide-eyed. Maybe go freshen up first? She caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror, mouth agape, then darted behind the door in embarrassment. It's fine, it's fine. Just call me when you're ready. Half an hour later, she turned up at my door, neat and put together.
久等了。
No worries. Just a little surprised. You're not usually the type to sleep in, are you?
我也不知道。
So, how does it feel? Sleeping in? This fucking guy, what'd you do, bro? Kinda nice, huh? Are you grooming her, bruh? She squeezed her eyes and nodded vigorously, like a kid caught sneaking a treat. Got something for you. Come on.
啊，谢谢。不过，怎么突然要送我礼物？
Think of it as a little recovery gift, but don't get too excited. There's a catch. I led her out of the base as I spoke. Ta-da! An RV just outside the base. I handed her the keys. Half-ton water tank, 2,000 kilometers of battery life, retractable canopy, perfect for stargazing. Best part? Fully stocked kitchen, cold storage, external air-fed stove. Way better than your average RV. Let it sit too long, and it'll start falling apart. So here's the deal. You've got to rack up 10,000 kilometers a year, minimum. That was my plan. With this RV, she could drive, cook, have her personal space for anything she'd like to do. Most of all, she could fall asleep beneath a sky full of stars. Ah, freedom. The secret wish hidden in the song she played for me that night on the terrace. What a splendid view, though. It's quite nice. A little coffin. I wish even she hadn't realized, buried deep inside those manor walls. I watched her, waiting for her to say something. She covered her mouth, eyes shimmering. Her chest rose and fell. She was too overwhelmed to speak. You don't like it? She shook her head furiously, then nodded just as fast.
喜欢。
Then, with a great ceremony, she tucked away the keys, pulled out a black and gold credit card like a knight unsheathing a sword. What's this now?
我也要送你一件礼物。
Ain't no way. She held out the card, eyes gleaming, and declared with deliberate solemnity,
我要送你一架飞机。
Hold on now. Wait. Hey. I mean, what? That's...
你不要吗？
How would I access it? How would I can't accept that. It's way too much. Besides, I already have...
那种载具坐着很不舒服的。有了私人飞机，你每次执行任务的路上都可以好好休息。
Okay.
你要是不收，我就也不要你送我的礼物了。
Touché. All right. Pretty sure I can't use a private jet on missions. Not to mention I already have one. This fucking guy already has one. Shit. Still, if I say no, she might actually cry. No! Alright then. I'll graciously accept. Alright. Now, shall we check out your RV?
Yeah.
Oh my god. She's so adorable. Damn it. She cheered and rushed into the vehicle, checking every nook and cranny like a kid in a candy store.
分析员，你也上来呀。
She clambered up to the second level and waved at me from the window. I followed and took the passenger seat beside her.
谢谢你，我很喜欢这件礼物。可以说是最喜欢的礼物了。
Technically, this cost less than half of your ride in Velocia.
那辆车可不能炒菜，也不能睡觉。
Fair point. Check this out. I reached under the table and folded it neatly into the wall. The RV was packed with clever space-saving features, perfect for road trips. She kept fiddling with everything, completely absorbed. I specified only the most premium interior options, and seeing her this excited made it all worth it. Hey, don't just fawn over it. You still owe me a promise. 10,000 kilometers a year.
我答应你。
She looked at me with sparkling eyes.
先开100公里的。
Oh, okay. Right. She jumped into the driver's seat with glee. I barely buckled in.
出发。
Okay. We spent a few more wonderful days together after that. Wow. We spent a few more wonderful days together after that. Okay, okay. Her recovery went smoothly, and just like that, it was time to return to Velocia. The private jet she gifted me was still on order, so we had to fly in Yggdrasil's usual aircraft for now. I knocked on Clarina's door. Lately she'd adjusted her wake-up time from 7 to 9, sometimes later if the night ran long.
请进。
To my surprise, she was already up, seated neatly at her desk. Up early today?
马上要回去了，得提前适应一下。走吧，我就这一件要带的东西。
She gave her tiny bag a pat. It looked barely enough to hold a single book. Goodness. Wait, it looked barely big enough to hold a single book. Oh. You really know how to pack light. We boarded the aircraft smoothly. Clarina watched me work the controls, full of curiosity, peppering me with questions now and then. What? Thinking of learning to fly? Wow, look at you. It's not a toy, you know. Flying's a lot riskier than driving.
哎呀，我以后开车会稳一点的。
Shit. Alright then, I'll teach you the basics first. Get careful, that's the emergency kit. Now buckle up. Takeoff was smooth. Once we were cruising, I switched to autopilot and began walking her through the instruments. We're headed for Heimdall's temporary airstrip in eastern Velocia. The RV's being delivered there. We'll drive the rest of the way.
真的？我还以为。
Thought what?
没事，你接着讲。这个表是用来干什么的？
That one tracks flight system stability. You can also gauge it from other readings: altitude, pitch angle, flight path angle, relative elevation. Hold on. That's not right. This reading's way off. Oh boy. Here we go. The aircraft lurched violently. Instruments flickered, alarms shrieked, then cut out one after another. I jolted forward, then the harness snapped me back so hard it made my head swim. We must have hit a severe turbulence. That earlier failure. All avionics went dark one by one. Only the mechanical controls still responded. Must be electromagnetic interference. Together, they took the engines offline. Restarting them manually would take time. Too much time in turbulence like this. But even then, no guarantee it'd work. Ignition? Failed. Second attempt? Failed. The storm swallowed the cockpit in darkness. Landing gear dropped midair. We were in a dive. Did you guys not check the weather? Time to make that call. We were in free fall. We had to eject. Clarina, hold on tight. No more hesitating. I slammed the ejection lever. Wind screamed around us, trying to wrench her away, but a force of power surged through my arm, locking us together. The parachute shredded into ribbons instantly. I summoned a Tichigen decelerator, just like with Vidya. But the storm was bedlam. I couldn't even tell which way was up. Still, I held it together. I held it together. We were a shredded kite in a hurricane. One wrong move from hitting the ground. The decelerator tore faster than I could repair it, each patch unraveling even as I fought to maintain my hold on Clarina. Then, faint but growing, an explosion. The aircraft had crashed. The roar of flames rose beneath the howling wind. We were near the ground. I was nearly spent. With one last surge, I wove a final decelerator and pulled Clarina into my arms. The fall slowed sharply. A beach came into view below, but I wasn't sure I'd hold out long enough. Seconds later, the decelerator gave out. We started dropping faster again. I'm gonna hit the water. Something flared behind her. Wind, maybe? Or wings? Clumsy, fragile wings fluttering, fighting to slow our fall. But they couldn't carry us both. Oh. She grabbed the front of my shirt, leaned in, and sank her teeth into my lip. Pain lanced through the corner of my mouth. Blood spilled down, and she drank it all. I might have imagined it, but in the next instant, her wings flared wider, clawing at the sky. Somehow we stabilized, hovering midair, and drifted gently down to the island below. Y'all both got wings now. Both must be drinking Red Bull. The wings vanished in a blink. She looked drained, and I was running on fumes. Leaning on each other, we headed inland. Oh my god. Wait, what are we fighting? I got plenty. Plenty. It's you. Sweetie. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful.
竟然活下来了。我没受伤，就是有点晕。你怎么样？没事就好。分析员，我们该怎么办？
过来。
那就先去前面看看。学院的机器人怎么会出现在这里？消灭他们吗？好，我试试。我会小心的。
God. Game.
多亏了你的指挥，以及贴身指导。
I'm 30 pulls away from getting you. Please come home early. God. Look at this scenery. Goodness. Wee. Wonder where she got a gun. Makes me wonder. Oh, ouch. Ow.
水塔，岛上也许有人住着。啊，我知道了，跟紧你。
On an island?
这便是胜利的芬芳。
Jeez. Oh, they fixed her. Yay. God, her character model's so detailed. She's so detailed. Alright, after Haven, that'll be it. That'll be halfway. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Damn. They put all the narrative in the first bit.
我终于有能力和镇子、水塔，我才注意到，好像已经荒废很久了。
Abandoned.
怎么还有敌人？
God.
谢谢你的指挥，以及贴身指导。我没有失语吧？我没有失语吧？我没有失语吧？
Oh, dead already.
总算是解决了。分析员，这边的机器人太多了，还是去更安全一点的地方藏身吧。我挺好的，没有受伤，不知道为什么，我这会儿有点兴奋。
Of course you do. Of course. First experience. She can heal herself. She's self-sustaining. It's beautiful. Just like Nita. Oh, look.
看来你们不是类同的。
I should have known. Yellow bars once again.
以及
Yellow bars.
请看着，重获新生的我。
She's adorable. She's very adorable. Yellow bars, her weakness. Always with the yellow bars.
我终于有能力和你并肩作战了。要不要先休息下，品尝些茶点？
Quite strange indeed. You know, part of this reminds me of Wuwa, Wuthering Waves. A little bit. Kind of. Sort of. With the trains and whatnot. And the, what is that noise? That's in the game. What is that?
不继续走了吗？半雷，
Oh!
真的有。幸好你发现了，不然，
Yeah.
破 坏掉它。
Let's get rid of it. There's another one. Quite clear to spot.
你们不是那种能用的投石、避免、退下、没有视野的。
Oh, I saw that. Freaky. Freaky. It's a little scenery. Decent scenery. Decent. It's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Can you see yourself? You can! Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Faint. Brief. Just a faint shadow. Not shadow, reflection.
到处都是花和藤蔓，听却还是没有进展。大，信号停滞。
Oh.
以及贴身指导，我们是狐狸。我表现的还可以吗，飞行员？
Look at this place. Goodness. What the hell is all this shit? What the hell? What is this island to?
住这里吗？我没有问题。特殊情况将就一下而已啦，我可没那么娇气。
Not anymore.
这便是胜利的芬芳。
Strange that we never saw any of the other operatives in base. Alright. Oh. That's half, right? I counted. That's 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. One by one. I don't trust myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's 18. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is half. Shroud is half. Oh. Well then, let's do this. Prayer. Clarina, you only know the answer. Only you know the answer. Oh, got ya. In an abandoned little town on this deserted island, we finally found a spot that was just barely livable. After burning through that much power, we needed proper rest. But first, I had to secure the hideout. Comms were still down, electronics kept flickering and losing power. Normally, interference fields vary by area, but this one stayed constant the whole way through. I had no idea there was an island like this between home and Felocia. And who knows how long it'll take Tao to find us. Let's hope they don't rush in blind. Is my shit still working? Of course it is. Night was falling, and I had to prep for a rough stay. No idea which faction those bots belonged to, but they attacked anything that moved. I salvaged some wood and furniture. Should be good enough to start a fire.
有什么我能帮得上的？
Help me break these down. She followed my lead, tearing the table apart like it was made of paper.
啊，这么轻松吗？
Yeah, you're a manifestation now. Well, you are a manifestation now. I set up the fire in the well-ventilated spot, then rigged the makeshift bed sheltered by 3 walls. Tonight's gonna be a rough one. How are you holding up? Scared?
害怕。
Oh. You don't seem it. She gave a faint smile, saying nothing. We've got rations and water. Have some if you're hungry. It might not taste that good, but you need the calories. Before I finished, she nodded, tore open a bar, and took a bite. I need to rest for a bit. Still drained from earlier. Stay close. Wake me if anything happens.
你受伤了吗？
No, just wiped out from the storm.
我该怎么帮你？
It's okay. I just need some sleep.
不，别丢下我！
I'm not going anywhere. Just stay close. Stay right here with me. She was so tense. I had to shift the subject. Bit of a new experience, huh? Ever seen Survival Island? I'm done with you. Bro, you watch that kind of shit? Bro, I tried to lighten the mood, but she didn't laugh. Just held my hand, eyes shimmering with tears. Oh. I'm okay. Just running on empty. Sleep will fix it. How's that energy bar? We only break those out in real emergencies. Yggdrasil rations aren't half bad, honestly. You'll see when they come for us. I kept talking, but the drowsiness crashed in. My eyelids fell shut. I'm going to sleep for a bit. Familiar line. One she'd never forget.
我的克罗瑞娜，
妈，
没事的，妈妈只是睡一会儿。米拉，克罗瑞娜就交给你了。
She'd only just learned to say mama. Kids that young usually remember nothing, but that line stayed with her. That's why, when Andrew said those words, it felt like something was slipping away. The bar felt dry, chalky, bitter. She wanted to ask him, but the bite caught in her throat. She couldn't speak. She wanted to spit it out, but he said she needed the calories. She twisted open the water bottle and washed it down.
醒醒，不能睡。
She gently patted his face, panic mounting, and felt heat radiating off his skin.
这是病了吗？发烧了吗？
Oh. She pressed the back of her hand to his forehead, scorching.
我得做点什么。
She remembered something from a video. Cool a fever with a wet towel on the forehead. But there were no towels. She paused, eyed her sleeve, then tore off a strip. She soaked away the last of the water and pressed it to his forehead. The cloth dried unnaturally fast. His hand still held hers, the heat radiating through her skin. She scrambled for anything that might cool him. Rocks, metal cans, but nothing helped. Even water hissed off his skin. Damn, bro. I don't know which thumbnail I should use. Damn it. So she let him hold her hand, shifting his grip little by little when the heat became too much. Up to her forearm, then to her other hand.
这样下去不是办法。我该怎么办啊？求求你，好起来！
What? No. She'd never believed in gods, but right now she desperately hoped she'd been wrong.
如果有神明的话，求求你，让他好起来吧。我什么都愿意做， 只要能让他好起来。
Only the fire crackled back. No surprise, there was no answer. That fragile hope crumbled, and in its place, the truth took hold. If she wanted a miracle, she'd have to make it happen herself. She leaned down and kissed the corner of his lips, where dry blood still marked the wound from her bite during their fall. Ever since the surgery, something in her had changed. She'd grown addicted to his scent. Every time she had his blood, strength surged through her. His lips were dry and rigid from the heat. His breath was hot like steam. It stirred that craving in her again. But she held back. He was still burning up, and that kiss, it had given her just enough strength to go on. She rose and walked into the night. This wasn't on her schedule. It wasn't part of any plan. Rather, it was something she had learned during her time with Andro. To choose for herself what to do. She murmured to herself. It was dark out there. Just stepping beyond the shelter sent her adrenaline surging. Her heart pounded, and her hands trembled uncontrollably. But soon, the darkness softened. Her eyes adjusted quickly, catching even the faintest glimmers. Fear gave way to a rush of excitement and courage. The stench of half-burned fuel still hung thick in the night air. Rusted patrol bots trundled along with their routes. She slipped past them like a shadow. She found the wreck. The cockpit was nearly intact. Yggdrasil must have reinforced it with some special design. Under the seat, she found an emergency kit, stocked with weapons, food, and medical supplies. That was half the job done. The rest was getting it all back. She packed up the food and medicine, then turned to leave. Suddenly, a familiar scent caught her attention. Faint, but ever present since they'd landed. As she walked, she couldn't help thinking about that scent. It felt like the scent of night itself. Chasing the scent, she tripped on a vine. Her hand reached out to steady herself and brushed against the wall. The texture of the leaves and twigs felt strangely familiar. She parted the foliage. There, on the weathered concrete, she saw it. The emblem of Genora Biotech. Oh boy. Then it hit her. The scent came from the plants blanketing the island. The same kind she'd once grown on her balcony, bioengineered, one of a kind. Straight out of Genora Biotech's lab. She followed the vines upward. The water tower, once visible by day, was now smothered in vines. They climbed its frame skyward, blooming with crimson flowers that spiraled up like a towering tree. Steadying herself, she turned and made her way back to the shelter. As she did, her mind drifted back to years ago.
克洛瑞娜，我有一个好消息要告诉你。基因重组技术终于有进展了，在小鼠身上实验成功了，以及我们找到了一些愿意受试的志愿者。
啊？有这么多对巴德尔抑制剂过敏的人吗？那我们可以开一个新的方向了，从基因上找到对应的。
哪有那么多过敏的患者？是一些穷到活不下去的人。
小姨，我觉得这不太好。实验失败的结果，您一定比我清楚吧？
签的合同里已经讲清楚了风险和后果，以及公司的补偿措施，这足够了。
Well, they signed. I mean, they did sign it. I mean,
小姨，我不想。应该让患者作为实验者，比如像我这样的人。
你到底在犯哪门子卷？那些人穷得吃不起明天的饭，而你，你以为你还能活多久？
oh my.
代替治疗方案还在推进，总有办法。科学伦理是你为我讲的第一课。
你清高，你真该去看看那些买不起巴德尔抑制剂的穷苦人。
这正是这个课题的意义。不用巴德尔抑制剂也能治疗成年病，这不是您和妈妈研究的初衷吗？
你一副殉道者的样子是什么意思？你以为我会同意你做志愿者？
Oh boy. Wow. Oh shit.
你那是什么表情？别想，门儿都没有！明天我就停掉项目，解散团队。你别想对着我干！
Wow. Really?
小姨，
生气了，体会到我现在的心情了。我可没跟你开玩笑，瞪眼也没用。你是不是觉得这辈子没跟我说过什么狠话，所以这次我就会按你的意思来？
我生气是因为您因小失大，您呢？您是因为恼羞成怒吧？
Oh boy. Furious, Mira raised her hand. Oh boy. But Clarina didn't flinch. She only stared back in silence. Goodness gracious.
您不打吗？如果您不打，我就去做今天的作业了。
Lorena turned and walked off. Mira stood frozen for a long moment, then slumped into a chair. Gracious. That day there was no rain, but no sun either. After the funeral, everyone had gone, except for a young girl and a baby in a cradle.
我会把她当成我自己的女儿。我发誓，我一定会治好她。 无论如何都会，我保证，他一定会健康快乐的过一辈子。只要有我在，没有谁能欺负他。姐姐，一路走好。
Oh shit. Alright, now I'm at half. Okay. Well then, this was the first half of Divine Bloom. Jeez. Well, I guess I can kinda guess how this is gonna lead up to this point. Well, see you in the second half. Alright? Second half. Whenever that will be, tomorrow, maybe the day after, who knows.